Alrighty team, in this video we're going to be looking at grid references on our map. Now essentially all a grid reference is a way to pinpoint a certain location on our map. Okay, so you can see here on this topographic map we have all of these grids here. Okay, now when we look at these grids we've got what's called eastings and northings. Okay, so eastings are our horizontal lines here. Okay, they're all our eastings, and our northings are all these vertical lines. All right. So if we look at one of these grids, imagine if we zoom into one of these grids. So we zoom in, I've got this beautiful drawing that I've done. We've zoomed into one of these grids. And what we're gonna do is, if we're trying to pinpoint a certain place in that grid, we're gonna use our eastings and our northings to figure out and communicate to someone else where we are. And the way we do that is we've got these numbers, okay? These numbers are gonna be all the way down the bottom and all the way up the top of our map, okay? So here we can see we've got, on our eastings, we've got 50 and 51, and on our northings, we've got 23 and 24. So what we're gonna do is if we look at, say this X here, so say that's our location and we wanna communicate to someone else the grid reference of that location. What we're gonna do is, when we're young, we always crawl before we walk, right? So when we do this, we always do our eastings first and then we do our northings. So we're gonna start from 50, and we're going to keep going along here until we hit the number that corresponds with our marked location. Now these numbers 1 to 9, they're not shown on our map, okay? You have to sort of imagine in your own head that all these grids are split up into 9 sections, vertically and horizontally. So when we look at our map, we never see these, we have to imagine it in our head, okay? I've just drawn it on here to make it a bit easier for you to understand. So if we're going to crawl first, we're going to go 501, 502, so 503, that lines up pretty well with that X right there. So our eastings grid reference is 503. Then we're going to walk, and we're going to start from 23. We're going to go 231, 232, and 233. I reckon that lines up pretty well with that X2. So our total grid reference for that location would be 503, 233. Okay? Now if we look at this point up here, to find that one, we can start from 50 again. We'll go 501. That probably lines up very nicely. So our eastings grid reference is 501. And then the northings will be 23. If we keep going up, probably about 239. So our 6-figure grid reference for that point is 501, 239. And we always want to remember we crawl first before we walk. And we want to be looking out for these numbers on our maps to identify what our grid reference numbers will be. And let's remember that these numbers here, they're not written on our map. We have to imagine in our minds that that grid is split into 9 different sections, okay? And that's how you find a 6-figure grid reference.